A very good morning to the students of class 9, and our topic of discussion was about the chapter structure of atom. And in the last class which I discussed about is the rules that is associated with the distribution of the electrons in the various cells, how it is being distributed, and the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in a particular cell, and the discrete orbits. And also I discussed about how electrons are being distributed, and means in the electronic structures that is associated with the schematic atomic structure of the different elements. So in fact that is a very important topic for you all, and through that means if you know the like to find out the valency of an element, as valency of element is the combining capacity. So the valency of an element will give you how can you find out the valency of elements of any element. That means the number of, for that you need to know the distribution of the electrons in the different cells, and for that you have to find out the number of valence electron in the valence electron means what is the number of electrons that is present in the outermost cell. So that valence electron, like suppose sodium, it is 11, the atomic number is 11, and then and how will you distribute it is 2, 8 and 1. So here what happens, here it is 1, that means the number of valence electron is 1, and that will give you the valency because it is less than 4. And now if I talk about fluorine, suppose the atomic number is 9, so it will be 2 and 7. So here what you have to do is that you have to minus it from 8. So 8 minus 7 is 1. That is why the valency of fluorine is also 1. And that is why, since the valence electron is 1, that means the valency is 1. That is why these elements are quite reactive. Now as I am talking about the valency, for that you have to know the atomic number of the different elements, at least till atomic number 30 or 35, right? So after that what happens is that, as I have been telling you, that you need to know the atomic number. That means you have to, what is atomic number? So we need to explain it to you, what is atomic number. And this atomic number can be, as you know, that inside the nucleus of an atom, the atom means the protons are present along with the neutrons. So neutrons are they are neutrally charged, and this proton is positively charged. So the number of protons inside the neutrons is the atomic number. So that will also give you the number of electrons, because as a whole an atom is neutral. So that means the number of positive charge should be equal to the number of negative charge. That means when you know the atomic number, we are concerned with the number of the protons inside the nucleus, and that will give you also the number of electrons. So if you know the atomic number, you will know the number of electrons present in that particular element. So that will also give you the that will also help you find out the valency of the element. Now moving on, and please remember that the atomic number is represented by the capital letter Z, and always remember that whenever Z is being specified in chemistry, always the capital letter is being specified in chemistry, always remember that it means atomic number. So now next is the mass number. What is mass number? As I told you that inside the nucleus, the neutrons and the protons are present. So what is mass number? So the subatomic particles of an atom, they all remain in fact that will give you the mass of an atom, and it is practically due to the subatomic particles which is present inside the nucleus. So most of the weight, the mass of any atom is confined inside the nucleus, which is known as the nucleons, because the number of protons and the neutrons that is present are also called neutrons. So mass number is defined as the number of protons and neutrons that is present inside the nucleus, and this protons and neutrons which is present inside the nucleus is known as nucleons, right? So that explains you to the mass number. And how do you like suppose for carbon, what happens is that the mass is 12U. Why it is 12U? Because it contains 6 protons and 6 neutrons. That is why it is 12U, right? And how do you represent the mass number? In fact, what you have to do is that if here the symbol of any element will be written, right? And then the mass number is written on the top, and the atomic number is written at the bottom. So that will, like, suppose that means what happens when you are talking about, suppose carbon, then what will have means the symbol is C and the mass number is 12 and the atomic number is 6. So we represent it in this manner. So when you are being given any assignment, so when it is written 12C6, we pronounce it in that manner. That means 12 will be your mass number, 6 will be your atomic number, and the symbol is given as this. So next is isotopes. So what are isotopes? Actually, we have some number of atoms which are which have the same atomic number, but their mass number is different. Now, when you are talking about hydrogen, when we are talking about hydrogen, what we do is that we write it as 1H1, then 2H1 and 3H1. Here you see that means the atomic number is same, but the mass number is different. That is 1, 2 and 3. So when any element has the same atomic number but the mass number is different, that is known as isotopes. And this 1H1 is known as protium, deuterium and tritium, right? 1H1 is protium, then 2H1 is deuterium because it contains 2 mass number, and 3H1 is tritium. So that explains you the atomic number. And in fact, for carbon also we have 12C6 and 14C6, right? And then for chlorine we have in fact in chlorine we have 35 Cl17 and 37 Cl17. So here what happens here is that how do you actually find out the mass number? In fact we have to chlorine, they occur in nature in 2 isotopic forms, that is 35 Cl17 and 35 Cl17. So 37 Cl17 which occur in the ratio of 3:1. So if you put it in the percentage ways is 75:25. So that will give you the ratio 3:1, and that is actually the isotopic form of chlorine, that is 35 Cl17 and 37 Cl17. So that will give you, if you have to find out the mass of the chlorine, right? So that in fact you have to, because it occurs as the ratio of 3:1, so that will be 37 into 25 by 100. So that is 35 into 3 plus 37 into that is 25. So 3/4 and 37 into 1/4. So if you do the calculation, you will get it as 35.5. So that is the mass of chlorine. So that is why it is the mass of chlorine. And then what are the application of isotopes? Actually, isotopes, they have similar chemical properties, but the physical properties are different. So these isotopes of uranium is used as a fuel for nuclear reactors. Then isotope of cobalt is used for the treatment of cancer, and isotope of iodine is used for the treatment of goiter. On the other hand, what are isobars? Isobars are actually, suppose you have calcium, which the atomic number is, where the atomic number is 20, and the atomic number for argon is 18. But what happens, the mass number is same, that is equal to 40. So when the mass number is same but the atomic number is different for any element, that is known as isobars. So that ends my chemistry portion for you all, and I hope you all have got the concept. If not, please do come up in the Zoom class. Thank you very much.